Welcome back to Sway TV. I'm your host JJ here on Amazon Live, and I'm so excited!
We're gonna have some fun on the street.
In case you guys didn't notice, today is Cinco de Mayo.
Thank you for joining Mind, Body, Spirit with Dr. K.
This is such a really, really awesome book.
It's so heartwarming to give a dog a second chance.
What do we do here on Sway TV? We shop.
I'm so loving this right now. Happy Meow Day.
I am so excited to welcome you to our brand new outdoor set.
Inhale.
I literally just inhaled a fly.
The most hilarious thing that has ever happened to me on live Amazon television. Do it the right way.
She is fresh off the season finale of Shark Tank.
Here we go, here we go.
I made you guys the Sway TV sign.
I'm a fan of gratitude.
Mark says, I thought I changed your life. Oh, you're gonna make me cry.
We made history here on Amazon Live.
Would you ask her out again?
I just got like goosebumps.
So thank you for inspiring us here at Sway TV, Clay.
The information you have to share is divine.
Would you ever want to be a shark on Shark Tank?
Yes, because I think there's a lot to be said for people helping other people.
It's making me really nervous that this is really intense. Oh my God.
Oh my goodness. We're having a little fire here.
So we made you a vibrato mug here. I'm gonna cry.
How did you do this?
Ta-da!
Ready? We would not want that.
So many giveaways here at Sway TV. Money, big money, big money, big money, big money. I'm ready to battle shop live. Yeah!
This is fun.
And one person's gonna win a PS5. Which one will it be?
I have our winner.
I'm so excited, I can't even stand it. I cannot make this up.
We are awarding you with the PS5 as well.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3,
2, 1.
Do it the right way.
Talk to all your friends and your family. Let them know about Sway TV.
Thank you so much. Shop attainment all the time.
'Tis the season of the comfy.
We in the house, we having fun, we doing the thing, we swaying.
Sway TV #1, baby.
Thank you guys for watching. It was awesome.
Kaboom.
So go to swaytvlive.com and we will see you soon.
Let's sway.
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 Let's go, let's sway, stay tuned! Woo!
Hey everyone, welcome back to Sway TV. I am your host, of course, Kimmy Seltzer, bringing you live each week my show, Kimmy's Love Hub. And this is a show all about dating, relating, most of all love. Because when you love you, that's when other people do too. And so I want to see who's here. If you are here, say hello. If you are a regular, say hi. It's nice to see you again. And if you are new, and we have a beautiful guest that I'm so excited to bring on today. If you are new here, you need to click the follow button, because here's the thing. Once you click the follow button, you will be entered into future giveaways. You'll be able to chat with us live. And this show gets better and better every time you guys interact with us, because that's what makes it, you know, just conversational. And I'm all about, like, the more you give us, the more I give back. And isn't that like what this is all about? So anyway, again, my name is Kimmy Seltzer, and I am an authentic dating strategist. I'm a confidence therapist. therapist, and I'm also an image expert. Well, what does that all mean? That all means that I have a holistic approach in helping you look and feel your best so that you attract what you want. And every week I have a new guest, a topic. Sometimes I've done really crazy things like bring people on here where we had done a live date and I set people up. I've done a closet ambush where I've ambushed a couple people's closets and I've made them over using Amazon products. So I like to mix it up and change it up and also bring you amazing guests. So I've had some fabulous guests, and what's so awesome about this platform is I get to bring on my dear friends as well who are also awesome at what they do and are going to bring you a ton of value. Oh, hi, Michael. It's good to see you. Yeah, if you're here, please say hello because I want to know who's here, who is new here. Again, if you just are joining us and maybe you follow our guest, you have to click the follow button so that you can chat with us, because the more you interact with us, the more we want to just hang on and hang out with you and give you value. So, we have been talking a lot, if you've been following me each week, about the world opening up and us getting out into the world. And as much hope and excitement there is, there's also a little bit of trepidation. I'm not gonna lie. A lot of people are like, oh my God, I have to interact with people. What do I do now? A lot of people don't even know where to start, and if you've been in your cocoon and your comfy clothes and also your social muscle has gotten a little atrophied, right? Or maybe you never exercised it before, but whatever that is, now is the time to have a little more confidence as you get back out there. So I'm saying the word confidence because that is the topic of what we are going to talk about today, and I can't think of a better guest to help me talk about confidence. Here's the thing, a lot of people say, oh, Sarah, hi, good to see you. Oh my gosh, I love that you guys are joining me each week. It means so much. And the thing that's funny about this word, confidence, people will say all the time, oh, just be more confident, right? Just be more confident. Everything will be fine. It's like, well, what does that really mean? Like if you knew how to be more confident, you would do it, right? And I think we sometimes label ourselves when we're not feeling secure about something as I'm just not confident, but that is simply not true. So I have a little bit of different kind of take on the word confidence. I believe that there's not one person out there who is not confident. It's that there's an area where you may not feel secure in because you haven't had enough exposure. Now, it's not just exposure, but positive exposure, because you may be exposed to a lot, but if it's a negative in nature or you feel like you failed or you've been rejected, you still might not feel that confident. So that's why I call myself a dating strategist these days, quite honestly, more than a coach, more than a therapist, because I believe that we get into habits, and I believe that we become less confident because we have gotten into a pattern where we've created situations where, we don't want to put ourselves out there. And to me, that is a habit. So if you had a strategy where you knew how to break that bad habit, that's really what it's all about. But you have to practice, you have to put yourself out there, and you have to do it in repetition and with a plan in place, because sometimes that's also daunting. Like you don't know where to start. And I always say, start small, because those small little steps will add up to the bigger win, the bigger picture. So I want to share a quick story before I bring my guest on. I was working with a woman, and this is where confidence really shows up in dating, because this is a woman who was very, very confident. She was confident in her career. She was confident in, raising her children, but she had been married for 25 years, and then all of a sudden she was blindsided by divorce, and now she was supposed to be confident in this thing called dating. So she came to me and she says, Kim, before even I was married, I didn't even date. Like, I don't even know how to flirt. I don't know what all this online stuff is about. And so she was not feeling confident. And I share my story all the time when I ventured out into the world and I had my red dress moment, and suddenly I became just who I am today. We all can lose confidence even if we were confident before or in other areas of your life. So this particular woman, She said, you know, I suddenly feel like I'm this little girl back in kindergarten and I have no idea where to start. And I was so happy that she called me. And here's the thing, she didn't know where to start. She was just like being overwhelmed with this thing called dating. And she was trying to, you know, go on Bumble and go on Tinder and go on all these apps and thinking that, oh, okay, I'm supposed to just like, you know, start flirting and having conversations, but she didn't know what she was doing. And not only that, every time a guy wouldn't call her back or wouldn't respond to her DMs, she would lose faith in the whole dating thing. And then she'd get burnt out. So that's what happens when you don't feel confident, is you might give up or you might be paralyzed with, you know, whatever you're doing. So she needed a strategy, right? She needed evidence that she could date, but she had to know where to start. And so I started, you know, helping her with her profile and helping her get a sexy dating image. And for those of you who don't know me, that's what I love to do. I love working on the outside, then going inward so that it raises your confidence. And she got out of her black clothes into more colorful clothes, and she started flirting with people all over the place. And what I really wanted her to do is learn how to just talk to the opposite sex, those men that she called aliens, and be comfortable, be confident in just having conversations. And that's where she had to start. So I'm happy to say she's now dating up a storm and she landed this great guy. We'll see where it goes. I don't know where it'll end up, but she finally has that confidence. And how did she do it? She practiced. She put herself out there, and that's what it's all about. So this relates to the topic today. It's all about raising your confidence so that you attract more love and success in your life, and whatever that is that you may want for yourself. And I have a very special, I mean, she's not just a guest. She's a dear friend of mine, and we have gone way back and done many things together, but this woman, she is the founder and CEO of Rise Up For You Leadership and Career Confidence Coach. She's the #1 best-selling author and two times, not just one, but 2 times TEDx motivational speaker. And I love that she also works on confidence, and mostly like the things that she has done has been just amazing. So I'm going to bring her in. Netta, are you there?
Am I there? Can you see me?
Not yet. Hold on. Oh. Hold on. There we go. Now we can see you. It was like drum roll. The suspense was killing everybody. Hi, friend.
How are you?
Good. Hi. How are you?
I'm so great. How are you? Hi, everyone. It's great to be here.
Yeah, please say hello. If you're new here, please click the follow button so that you can join us in our live discussion. So Netta, just, you know, tell everybody about you and who you are and what you do, and obviously like your story, how you got here. So I'll just let you, I'm just gonna sit back and let you talk.
Those 15 questions, okay.
Yeah. Well, it all relates to what you do. Your story leads you to what you do, right?
Yeah, thank you. I mean, you did a great job of setting me up, but as you mentioned, I'm the CEO and founder of Rise Up For You, and we work with organizations and individuals around the world on building the most essential skills needed for not only our professional life, but personal life. Confidence being a key one of those factors, emotional intelligence, leadership, and what I like to call people skills, the human skills, right? So beyond your degree, beyond your certifications, beyond the technical skills, really being able to tap into your potential through these important skills. And confidence is by far one of the most important skills that we can cultivate and have, period, hands down, so important. So how did I get here? I always love to talk about my performance background. So I used to be a performer, and I used to tour around the world internationally as a singer. Similar to Broadway, musical theater. By the way, the In the Heights movie just came out.
Oh my gosh. I know. I cannot wait to see it. I am dying to see it. Yeah.
So I'm excited to see that as well. And I, you know, every time I walked into a performance room or an audition, I always got chosen to stand center stage. So I was always the diva performer and the diva singer. But here is the most important part. I was never, ever the best singer. there was always 3 or 4 people in the room that can sing me out of the water. They had better technique than I had. They had a 3.5 octave range. I only had a 2.5 octave range. Some of them were teenagers and performers that had celebrities as their parents that were in the performing world forever. And yet I was the one that got chosen to stand center stage, and they stood on the back in the risers. And people would always come up to me and say, I wish I can be like you. How do I do what you do? And I used to say, everything you need is already inside of you. The only difference between you and I is I actually believe it. And so I showed up into the room as if I should stand center stage. Like I wanted to own that position. And that's how I got there. Not because I was the best singer, but because I walked in a room confidently. And after I toured for years and years and years, I decided to put up, the tap shoes and the microphone, and I actually became an executive of an education corporation. And I was 27 years old. I had 200 team members under me, and the exact same thing was happening. So really, really well-versed professionals that had PhDs, master's degrees, super great in their technical skills, they were sabotaging their own success, and they didn't show up with confidence. And so they were not fulfilled. They were unhappy. They had the perfectionist mindset. There was a ton of monkey chatter, I like to call it, in their brain. They felt like they weren't enough. And those thoughts and that lack of confidence directly affected their behaviors, how they showed up, how they communicated with people on all levels, not only in the workspace, but just as you know, Kim, in the personal space, whether you're in relationship, love, with your family. And that's really where it all started for me, where I recognized like, this is what I need to be doing. And, I went through my own personal journey. I didn't realize that this is what I needed to be doing. And then I had my own challenge. I resigned from the company. I sold my house on the lake, brand new luxury car, sold everything. And I moved out of the country with 2 luggage to follow love, because I really wanted to have that love and get married. And I got married in a different country, and 2 weeks later, my husband said he wanted a divorce, and I lost everything. So I went from a high functioning professional with a house on the lake and all this stuff that we find to be success to $100 in my account and 2 luggage. And that was it. That was it. And I remember crying on the plane, feeling embarrassed. How did this happen to me? I'm this educated woman. How did I get myself in this position? How many of us have been there? Put it in the chat, like it. I know I'm not the only one. I know I'm not the only one. And, in the plane, when I was crying, I fell asleep, and my father came to me because he had passed away by that point. And he said, everything you need is already inside of you. You just have to rise up for you and believe it and do it. And I kid you not, I woke up, and 2 weeks later, I was back in California, and I started building Rise Up For You, which is all about bridging the gap in your potential, not only as an individual, but in the workplace with these skills that are so foundational. And I always say that the mother pillar is confidence. Because your life is going to go up and down and turn and all over the place, just like we just saw with COVID. And there has to be an underlying core confidence to help you navigate those challenges.
There's so many parts of your story that, first of all, thank you for sharing that, because I think that's why I asked you about your story, and it does relate to what you do so much. And I think, especially with COVID, that we've gone through so much adversity and things where we do want to somehow give up. And I wanted to ask you about this, because I know I kind of do this with people who are dating. There was almost this notion of, fake it till you make it, when you're performing, when you're, just putting yourself out there, even when maybe you don't totally buy into the fact that you're confident. You, like you said, like you had to believe in it, even though maybe it wasn't there right at that moment. Like, what advice would you give people, like when they're wanting to kind of try to fake it till they make it, or like put themselves out there, but they don't know like where to start, especially if they're in that state, like that victim mentality, or they're like going through all this stuff?
Yeah, I break confidence into 2 sections, and I talk about this a lot in my book. There's the micro confidence, which is that you're confident in a certain skill or area, and then there's the macro confidence. So many of us, and you nailed it, Kim, earlier when you were talking before I came on, like we're all confident in some area, right? That's that micro confidence. So like you might be really confident with speaking or with technology and coding or skateboarding or whatever it is. Like we all have these areas that we would say, I'm confident here. That's what I call micro confidence. But the question is that when you don't feel confident in something, how do you learn it, or how do you take action, or how do you feel motivated to move forward with it? And that's what I call macro confidence. Also self-confidence. So an inner belief in your ability to learn, an inner belief in your ability to have a growth mindset and to have that self-compassion in your journey to learn, right? Like we all have to start somewhere to learn a new skill. And a lot of times we don't allow ourselves that grace. So it's that self-confidence that we haven't cultivated. And so when we don't know something, we just say, I don't know it. Therefore, I don't take action, or I don't feel comfortable moving forward in it. And it's the self-confidence that we need to cultivate that says, hey, I don't need to be perfect, first off. Let me allow myself grace to learn how to do this, to take small steps to increasingly get better in something, whether it's dating, whether it's interviewing for a job, it doesn't matter. And that's the piece that so many of us are missing because we have fear, we're scared of failure, we don't like to be uncomfortable. And that's really where we need to start, is building that self-confidence that also allows for self-compassion.
Yeah, no, I love that. It reminds me of this woman. She was really super uncomfortable wearing a dress, and red for that matter, right? Like she was so used to hiding in her clothes. I know you and I talk about this all the time. And she's like, I always wish I could be that woman that walked in a room and just owned the room. I said, well, what if you did? What if you put on this costume and you walked in as if you owned it? But you can just pretend and act as if you are that woman, almost giving her permission to act, right? Like that person. And it was amazing how that dress that we bought for her earlier that day provided that confidence to walk in the room. And when she did, she's like, Kim, this has never happened before. I can't believe, like, I'm walking in and I'm seeing people, look at me. And I said, quite honestly, people were probably looking at you before, but you weren't also aware of it, and you also didn't own it. And I think that's part of it. Like it's the integration of that, And I think, your background in performing, especially, like, just walking on stage, even though you may not be that character, you act as if, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And you're right. It's getting comfortable with the uncomfortable. I remember when I would sit and I would dance 4 or 5 hours in the mirror. And I remember when I said, what is a good performer? I really like Tina Turner. I really like Celine Dion. When they hit the stage,
oh my God, did you wear the Tina Turner outfit? I could totally see you.
Oh yeah. So what I used to do is the same thing. Is I used to watch them and I used to say, okay, well, I'm not that yet, but I believe in my ability to get there, which is that macro confidence. And I would go in the mirror and mimic them and do their moves and do the Tina Turner legs and the Celine Dion bend until it became me. And before you knew it, I was walking into an audition room and I was just untouchable. Again, never the best singer, but because I embodied that skill and I embodied learning how to manifest that, it was 10 years straight, I was the #1 performer.
Okay, I may need to see that Tina right here on Sway TV. Come on. I might have you channel the inner Tina at some point in this interview. I'm just warning you. Anyway.
Yeah, I'm just doing it in my chair.
I love it. Actually, that would be a great date prep kind of dance, right before you go on a date, right before you go in a social event, to channel the inner Tina Turner, or whoever it is for that matter, like you said. That's awesome. Well, so let's talk about your book, because you mentioned your book, and I want to pull it up for everybody so they can see and talk a little more about it. So I'm so proud of you. I know you've been working on this, and it was like you birthed the baby when you announced to me, you're like, I finished my book. I was so happy. So please share with everyone more.
Yeah, I'm super proud. It took a couple years to write because it's really a beautiful, I think, mold of my personal story, and then research and statistics about well-being and just building fulfillment and happiness as an individual, as well as a workbook. I think all those things are so important. So empowerment and relatability are really important. But at the end of the day, people need strategy. Like, we all need a system or a plan to take action. It's not enough just to be moved. You got to have a little bit of both. So it took me a couple years and really just to get past the first 2 chapters, because the first 2 chapters were about my story, which I shared a little bit about, and losing both of my parents and how do I overcome that, and really understanding what it means to become your best and what are the skills, confidence being a main one, to help us become our best, right? That can really push us so that we can say that we lived a life that we're proud of. And I always say, like, God forbid, if I were to pass away tomorrow, have I lived a life that I'm proud of? You know? And if you're watching this right now and you were to say, no, like, God forbid, if something happened to me tomorrow, no, I didn't do that. Well, then you better get moving. You know what I mean? Because every day I really firmly believe that we should be able to say, if my time were to end tomorrow, I feel great about who I am. I can put my head on my pillow at night and fall asleep and feel like I've become my best and I'm continuing to be my best. And that's really what the book is all about, how to close your potential gap and the steps and things that we can do as individuals to make that happen. And I really think we're in a huge crisis right now around the world in figuring out what it means to be successful and what it means to feel fulfilled. And a lot of us are chasing things and we get there and we realize, that didn't make me fulfilled after all. Let me go on another chase. Then we get to another place that we think is success. Like, nope, that didn't work either. So like, we're constantly chasing things outside of us to find fulfillment. And this whole time we're forgetting that it's actually inward.
So love that you just said that. And this really does also relate to the whole dating thing. And, you know, because I see it all the time and people are just like numbing out, they're swiping right and left. And they're waiting for the next dopamine hit, you know, to fulfill them. And I do believe, and we've been talking about how the pandemic has allowed us to slow down to really take a look at what's important to us and how we've been forming more gratitude around those important things. But I still think there's that sense of emptiness, like you're saying, where people are looking, well, what does that even mean to fill myself up? Like, I just had a conversation with a client about that because she's like, Kim, quite honestly, I don't even know who I am outside of, you know, being in a relationship or doing what I do for a living. And so whether it's your career or relationship, this is such an important conversation. So does your book go into like exercises and how to... That's brilliant.
And that's the macro and the micro confidence that I've talked about, because so many people, actually most people, they build their identity off of micro confidence. Like, you're identified by your work or you're identified by your relationship, but all of those things are external. They exist outside of you, which means that they will change and they can change. And so when those things are no longer as stable, like when your relationship's not as stable, or when your kids leave home, or when you are in a job and then it changes, if you've identified with those things and your self-worth is attached to that, then that means that when it shifts or when it changes, your self-worth comes crumbling down as well. And that's why we really want to focus on building that macro confidence, because you know, when you do go through divorce, or when you do have loss or heartbreak, or somebody passes away, or you lose your job, or COVID-19 happens, you still have a strong foundation that says, I will rise again, and I know how to do that, and I will do it, you know, and then you get back up and you recreate another chapter. And that's what's really missing right now, which is, it's really hard to see around the world, to tell you the truth.
Yeah. What would you say, like, the biggest mistakes people make when it comes to trying to find that, like, inner confidence? And I don't know if you did any research in your book about that.
The biggest mistake is that they're trying to chase what other people say or social media. So when I ask people what success is, they give me that blanket, oh, I want a freedom lifestyle, I want to be happy, and I want to make this much money. I'm like, okay, well, tell me why. And I kid you not, I just get blank, and I'm like, okay, so what you're doing is you're following what society has told you what success is. Well, clearly that's not working, because specifically in America, we still have 75% of the workforce professionals that are miserable at what they do. So like, that model is not working, right? So we are trying to chase something without talking to ourselves about it. And that's what we see a lot. I have clients all the time that are like, okay, like I just got this promotion for this new job to make this much money. And I said, but didn't you say that you wanted to have a lifestyle where you worked less hours and you had more time with your kids? Isn't that your number one priority? Well, yeah. Okay, so then is getting this job that's going to give you maybe a couple $1,000s more money, but take 20 more hours of your week in alignment with what you just said? Well, so you see what I mean? The biggest challenge that we make is that we're really not in alignment with ourselves. We're chasing something that we don't really know what we want, and we have to figure that out first.
That is so much half the battle, right? Like understanding what you want, and you can't know where you're going to go until you know really what it is that you are, that you want, all of those things. And, you know, you mentioned just, you know, kind of like how people search for them, that happiness outside themselves. And I see this so many times. There's this one woman, and because I think it relates to your purpose too. You know, if you don't know your purpose, then the attachment that you have with these external things, after a while, it'll start like really affecting you. I have a client right now, and she's like, Kim, I've been doing something for everybody my whole life. I've been achieving. I'm at the highest level I can, and I'm still not happy. In fact, I am the most miserable that I've been in my entire life. And I actually applauded her. I'm like, you know what? That's so awesome that you're finally feeling this, because I think you've been just numbing out, not even like realizing what makes you happy, because that happiness factor too, I think, is so strongly intertwined with confidence. Did you find that too?
Yeah, absolutely. And like we said, it's defining what you really want.
Yeah.
You know? And when you figure out what you really want, then you have more empowerment to say, no, I know what I want. And so when something comes along, if it doesn't fit that, you have more empowerment to say, no, thank you. But when you don't know what you want and you don't have clarity, then you're literally saying yes to everything in a search to find something, and it's just a never-ending battle.
Yeah. Do you have a story around like when you fell hard, and then like how did you get back up? I know you've had many stories, but as we all do, I always said.
Yeah, well, I didn't continue with the story with Rise Up For You, but you know, as I mentioned, I came back after 2 weeks of losing everything, you know, a two week marriage that went straight into a divorce. And when I came back, I started building Rise Up For You. And it's because I recognized that I don't have a house, I don't have a car. I literally used a credit card to rent a car to drive around town. 2 weeks ago, I had a brand new Lexus that had red interior. 2 weeks later, I'm renting a car from Enterprise, okay? Let me tell you, putting it on a credit card and like racking up debt. And, you know, amidst all of that, a couple months later, you know, I'm building Rise Up For You, and I'm putting it out there, and we, you know, have the podcast. And my mother gets diagnosed with stage 4 cancer out of nowhere, just a couple months later. And 9 months later, she passed away. Most people don't know that I built Rise Up For You out of a hospital. I was taking showers at the 24-hour fitness across the street because I didn't want to miss anything that the doctors said, because and I was sleeping there with her. I would wake up, run across the street, take a shower at the 24-hour fitness, come back, make it in time for the doctor to hear like what was the latest news. That was happening while I was building the company, and I talk about that a little bit in my book, but that was the hardest time. But that's where the book was inspired, because I did have that moment where when my mom passed away, I was the only girl in the family. And so I was cleaning the house, and like I was in the closet, and all of her jewelry and all of her clothes and all of her Louis Vuitton bags and everything got passed down to me because I was the only girl. And I just started bawling, and I thought, I'm 30 years old and I just lost my second parent. My father died a couple years before that because of lots of stress. He had 6 heart attacks. And that's really where I had the epiphany that was like, what does it mean to build a life that you're proud of? Because I have all these flipping Louis Vuitton bags now and all this jewelry from my mom, and I don't give a darn about it. I could care less about these materialistic things. None of that was important to me. So what does it mean to live a life that you're proud of? And what should we be looking for as human beings? Is it what we typically chase, which again are all these fancy things in this high profile job? And that's really where that huge I say breaking point that created an awakening in me, that was a turning point for me.
Wow. I don't think I knew all those details, and that's really amazing. And I think also because I know a lot of people are going through a lot of things right now and have lost loved ones, and it's just so beautiful to see how you have rised up. And is there like a certain mindset or like tips that you can give people when you're in that state? Like, how do you remain positive? Like, how do you rise up, as you say?
Yeah, there's a couple things besides confidence that I would say.
Yeah.
The first is that, just transparently speaking, I have like my faith, right? Like a belief in a higher power and a higher being is really strong for me. Like I'm very connected with the universe, or just, whatever is up there that's larger than us is one thing for me. The second thing is gratitude, which is not always easy, but I even say it to today. I lost my parents at a young age, and it really, really hit me hard, and it still hits me hard, but I had such a great upbringing with them. So I think quality versus quantity. Now that's not always easy to have gratitude in these moments, but that's how I shifted it. Was okay, I didn't have 50 years with them. They didn't see me get married. They didn't see me have kids. None of that. They didn't even Rise Up For You didn't even exist before my dad passed away. So like he didn't even see like the birth of the company. My mom didn't see me, publish a book, all those things. But I had 30 years of pure happiness and quality with them. And I got to tell you, there's not a lot of people that can say that when it comes to like the parent-child relationship. They were really amazing, positive role models, and they never like hurt my brothers and I in any way. They were very, very kind and uplifting to us. So that's the second thing, is gratitude. And the third thing, which I talk a lot about in the book, is the people that you surround yourself with. I don't surround myself with crappy people. I gotta tell you, I mean, I am very empathetic towards people, and I love to coach and mentor, but I don't allow like negative people in my space. My friendships and like even my family, like we work together to always be kind to one another. And I minimize my time with people that knock you down or try to push you back. You can't do it.
My God, the negative Nellies. I mean, negativity breeds negativity for sure. And yeah, like women talk all the time. I'll say, do you have a good set of wing gals, that you go out and practice this with? I mean, it's so important to have like positive single women in your life too. And, people are like, no, all my friends, they're really burnt out. They feel like there's no good men out there. I said, no, get rid of them. It does you no good going out to a bar and cackling in a corner with a bunch of like negative Nellies. Like no guy's gonna approach you, first of all. And second of all, you'll make yourself right by saying there's no good guys, because that's your mindset. And I think that's so much of what your message is too. It's like how you believe in yourself, even though maybe something hasn't happened yet. You will attract that eventually, because that's whether it's the gratitude or having the abundance mindset of all the people around you, like it's so powerful. And like I love that. By the way, Rosalinda says, I love the title of your book, Netta. That's really
Thank
great.
You.
Yeah, and they're just backing up what we're talking about, of just like having those positive people and moments. Yeah.
And that goes back to confidence, because when you love yourself and when you're confident, you're not afraid to create those boundaries. I mean, I remember when I first started building Rise Up For You, and I had family members that I loved that would say, what are you doing building a business? You were an executive and a performer. Like, go back to doing that. You don't have a business degree. And I kid you not, Kimberly, I would say, I love you. Thank you so much. I'm hanging up the phone now because your thought is not my thought, and I can't put that in my head. Click.
Peace out.
Click.
Yeah.
And that's what it comes down to. Yeah, it's honoring yourself and loving yourself enough to say, I need to create some boundaries here with people. And that's something that I think a lot of women have a challenge with, even with our clients, is creating those boundaries and knowing like when to say no and when not to.
Do you talk about that in the book, the boundary thing? I'm like, please, I hope you do. Yeah, I know. I'm going to give all my clients your book because it's like, because all these things that you're talking about relates to also attracting the right partner for you. I mean, really, it is the fundamental kind of thing that you need, because when you love yourself, you have more confidence, you feel more secure, you attract the like, and people complain all the time they're attracting all these toxic people and all that jazz, and it's like, okay, well, we can't change them, but you could change you, and what you're doing to attract that person. And I think that's setting boundaries. Oh my gosh. So let's talk more about that, because I know that's a hot topic. Saying no, like when you're a people pleaser and you're so used to saying yes and also avoiding conflict, right? Like that's another big thing. What are some steps people can take to say no, to set boundaries?
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of what I call back pocket phrases, or walk away statements. And I'm not even kidding. Earlier, like in my life, I would just write down 3 or 4 things that I can say, because what happens is that it's in the moment that we lose languaging, and then we say yes, because we didn't have the verbiage to say, hey, I'm so sorry right now, I'm completely at capacity. Thank you for thinking of me, though. Oh. We don't have that languaging in the moment. Yeah. Right? So we're like, okay, send it to me. And then we just say yes. And so back pocket phrases are really, really great. So just being able to write down a few things that you can say in the moment. So again, I'm completely at capacity. Unfortunately, I can't take anything on. Thank you so much for thinking about me. Maybe next time. Okay, leave it at that, right? Or at this time, it's not the right timing, but I can probably refer you to 1 or 2 people. I'll let you know by the end of the day, somebody else that can probably do it, right? There's another one. So really being able to have the languaging at the front of your mind so that you don't feel stressed in the moment to say yes.
Yeah, that is really, really good. And I think to have a little bit of levity as well when you're setting a boundary, like it doesn't have to be so serious. I think sometimes people make it this, okay, now I'm going to set a boundary kind of thing. And it's like, especially when it comes to dating, like if you don't want to go somewhere, if you don't like a certain food, you can say, no, thank you. And here's what I really like, and then you see who responds to the boundaries. There was a woman, she was saying to her first date, it was awful because like she said she didn't want to eat outside, and he was not adhering to her wishes. He was just like, oh, come on, you'll be fine. Like, and totally didn't listen to her. And I was so proud of her because she set a boundary. She said, I really prefer to sit over here. And she cut the date short, actually, because she was really uncomfortable, because it kept going from there. Like, I think that's the thing. When you set boundaries, you get to see who listens to you and also who respects you.
Respects you, absolutely. And that's exactly right. And that goes back to knowing what you want. And when you set those boundaries, it's really clear. When people aren't in alignment with that, then we can walk away and honor ourselves. And I set boundaries all the time for all kinds of things. Even with my team and my coordinator, I tell my team between 12 to 1, no meetings, no nothing. The second I hired them, they're like, okay. So when somebody wants to have a meeting with me, she's like, Netta's not available from 12 to 1 because I need an hour for myself to breathe and do my own thing. With my team, with my clients, I say I work from 9 to 5. You text me after 5 p.m. I'm not obligated to respond, and I probably won't. And I have clients and people that text me afterwards anyways, and I don't respond. And then the next day, they're like, sorry, I texted you. I know you typically don't respond. I just wanted to, get it before I forgot. I'm like, no problem. And I just respond the next day like I honor myself to do. And so those are just small things that have to do with, my career. But I also do the same thing, in my relationship. I'm going to yoga at 7:30 tonight. I'm like, I got yoga tonight, 7:30.
See you, sweetie. Yeah. Well, and I think the other thing is what you're saying, you got to hold yourself to the boundary that you set too, because that's the other thing is people pleasers will always, like they might try and then they'll backpedal. Like, well, maybe this time I'll let it go. And it's like, you really have to set that consequence and hold yourself to it. Otherwise people won't believe you. Right. And so you teach people how to treat you. I think that's part of it, right?
That's exactly right. And that goes back to, again, that confidence and loving yourself.
Yeah.
Because if you don't have it, then you're worried that they're not gonna like you. And then that's when you break the boundaries. You're like, oh, I want them to like me. I don't want them to think bad about me. But if you love yourself and you're confident in yourself, that thought doesn't come to mind. It's like, if they like me or not, like I gotta do me. I gotta take care of myself first. And you're right, people will treat you the way you treat yourself. I mean, when I set those boundaries, I usually get people that say, good for you. I gotta work on that. Because when you do it gives people permission to start doing it for themselves. And they're like, I gotta work on that. That's great that you do that boundary. That's something I should start doing for myself.
And those are the people you want in your life.
Exactly.
Right. And the people who don't respect it, you're like, great, I just got rid of someone. I didn't waste all my time on you. Yeah. We have a comment from Rosalinda. Thank you for sharing this. She said, I've been a yes person my whole life and just discovered I actually had to take a step back and put boundaries in between me and friends and learn how to say the word no and stick by that with comfort. That's the thing too, like being comfortable, right? Like, I don't know, how can someone get more comfortable with all this stuff? I mean, with everything that we're talking about, confidence, boundary setting.
Yeah. I think, again, it really comes down to knowing what you want and honoring yourself to stick to that, and then creating verbiage to respond in that way. Again, if we don't have the right languaging, then that's really hard. So saying no is comfortable. But if you said, hey, I really love you and you know I would do anything for you, but at this time I can't do it, that feels better to say, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Right? So finding the things that do make you comfortable, but still get the same message across. Like, I don't ever say no. I don't just go, no.
Right, like that's odd.
That's odd. And it's also mean, right?
Right.
Like, no. But I do feel comfortable saying, hey, you know I love you and I would do anything for you, but at this time I'm at capacity and I can't. You know, I feel comfortable saying that because I'm still being kind, right? And you know, if I'm talking to my family or whatever, and I think that that's really the key is figuring out what are the languaging that you feel good saying that still gets that same message across.
I'm chuckling because I can only imagine like somebody who's dating a lot, like saying, I'm sorry, I'm at capacity. I have so many guys, right? Like, right? Like you say, I'm sorry, I'm at capacity this week, you know, and like, that's awesome. I love that.
Yeah. And you don't even have to give a reason. You can just say, I can't right now. Unfortunately, I'm full. But you know, I don't like to, I'm not a fan of using the word busy because everyone's busy, but you know, just using something that feels good to you that you can get across to the person.
Yeah. It is the languaging, and I think it does take practice. I always say with all this stuff, it's like learning a new language. If you've never done it before, it's like learning Spanish or German, right? And then people just say, oh, just do it. Well, it's like, well, if you didn't grow up speaking this language, how are you supposed to know unless you practice, unless you are given the tools and the language? And that's why I love your book so much. And I want to also compliment the way that you wrote it. Because I'm such a hands-on person and I love action, and you do that. It's not just like this esoteric kind of talk of, oh, you know, this is what confidence is all about. You have some of the theory in there, but you have really a lot of strategy and application.
Yeah.
What inspired you to do like that format? Did you know you were going to do that the whole time?
Yeah, and I think it's the professor in me, you know, because I was a college professor for many years when I was an executive. I was as executive by night professor. And I think it goes back to what I said earlier, is that empowerment only lasts for so long. So you can be moved by a book, you can be moved by a movie, but over time it'll dwindle away and you'll forget about it, right? And then strategy and education can move the needle, but if you're not empowered and you're not emotionally moved, then that knowledge is going to sit on the shelf.
Right.
And so I really, when I started writing the book, I knew right away that I wanted to do something that evoked an emotion and made people feel connected and inspired, so much so that they wanted to take action. And then I wanted to set them up for success with the right action steps. Because when people don't have education and empowerment, they get crippled by what's next. Right? And so I wanted them to feel empowered while simultaneously saying, hey, I got the next steps for you. Here you go. Just take them and do them. So that way they weren't crippled by the, now what do I do? Which we can see sometimes. You know, how many times have we been to a conference and we're so empowered and then we go home and we're like,
I know, and then it just plummets, that motivation.
Yeah, what's my first step? Where do I go? So
yeah.
I really wanted to do that with the book.
Yeah, and you actually do so many different things to help people, because you do have an amazing summit that I felt honored to speak at, and so people did go home and they had the tools because you also offered. Do you want to like talk about all the different services you have?
Yeah, we have a lot. I'm a huge fan of providing a lot of value, and so we have a ton of things that we do every year that are just free, that people can access them, like the free podcast that we have, of course. We do 4 conferences a year that we always have like free registration in the beginning, that like first 100 people jump in and get enrolled and signed into. So those are the things that we offer where people can get in there, they can be a part of the conference, they can be inspired, they can grow, they can learn. We have a business conference, we have a women in leadership conference, and then we have a Become Your Best, like Rise Up For You conference, which is just about the whole person. And all of those, are free to people when they first enroll. Plus we have the podcast, a bunch of freebies and workbooks, confidence kit. If you go to riseupforyou.com, you'll see a tab that says free resources. You can download all of that. And then of course we have the things that are paid. People can do one-to-one coaching. We have courses on confidence, public speaking that people can access. So we have the, best of both worlds, which I think is great.
It's amazing. And it was amazing like having you here and seeing you. And I know you're going to be up to like awesome things in the future. So is there any like parting words of wisdom and things that you want to share?
Yeah, I would say, before I give my golden nugget, like definitely check us out, connect with me. I love connecting with people. You can find me anywhere at Rise Up For You or Netalina. I could, put it in the chat on Amazon. But other than that, I always say the greatest tragedy is wasted human potential. Don't let that be your story.
Amen to that. And in the browser is her book, Rise Up For You, Closing the Gap Between You and Your Potential. So
thank you.
Nana, thank you so much for coming. And
thank you.
Yes, I love you.
Thank you, dear friend.
And we need to catch up beyond Amazon Live.
Beach day. We'll do a beach day.
Yes, or pool day. I'm going to your pool again. Okay.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, hello everyone. Oh my gosh, so that, confidence is such a powerful tool and a word that is, again, like I said, thrown around. And one of the things that I didn't mention in the beginning of the show that's really important, and it relates to what we're about to go into the shopping portion of today. There's different kinds of confidence, and Netta explained it in such a cool way with the micro and the macro. Now, I have 3 different categories that I teach when it comes to dating, because you think about confidence. A lot of people talk about and think about the inner confidence, right? That's your resilience, how we feel, just emotionally solid within, that quiet confidence, that, that comfort, right, within your skin. But there's also 2 other confidence pieces that a lot of people don't think about or talk about. For another one is your social confidence. Now, your social confidence is how you feel when you walk into a public setting, when you walk into a date. You might have an inner confidence that's pretty solid, but then you might have a little bit of social anxiety, or you don't know what to say and ways of keeping a conversation going. Those, and again, you could be confident in these other areas and not as much confidence in other areas, and that's okay. That's where you work. And a lot of times when I do workshops, in fact, I am giving another workshop coming up. I'm super excited about it. Just a little commercial break. I am doing a conversation tricks, online and offline type of workshop, and we're going to do a little speed dating. It's for men and women. So if you're interested in that, make sure that you get into my tribe, into my sphere. You can go to askkimmy.com, askkimmy.com, and you'll be in my community, and you'll get all the updates and when that is. I'm going to be doing it probably the end of June, so please, hop on there. Also, you can find me at kimmyseltzer.com. But, here's the thing, is that often it's just we're getting stuck in these areas of conversations because we're in our heads, right? if you're thinking about what to say rather than just being in the moment, being present and knowing how to move a conversation from start to finish where that person really wants to follow up with you, either go on a second date or ask you for your number, that's the magic. So it's like really how you progress in social situations that really relates to your confidence. And the other area of confidence is, drum roll, and this will be what we're doing today, is your style confidence, is your outer confidence. That is your wardrobe, of course. That's your body language. It's your presentation. It's your first impression. How people see you and view you, and that relates to how people will treat you. So again, you can do all this inner work, which is fantastic. You can do all this like work interactively with other people. But if you don't present well, people might miss you, right? Like you might, again, we're not changing who you are, but you're marketing yourself so that somebody gets to know who you are, and that's what we're talking about. So let's just talk about shopping then. I want to move into the portion. First of all, we have a lot of amazing things in our carousel today. Of course, we have Netta's book, Rise Up for You, Closing the Gap Between You and Your Potential. Definitely pick it up. She did so much work on this, but like we were talking about, it is just filled with, exercises that you can do, and, it's not just theory, it's really application. And for me, for you, that's where it's all about, and that's how you'll take action. Okay, we have a special, oh my gosh, it's a newer ring light kit. It's a kit, and it's going to shed a lot of light on you, and that will make you feel more confident in the camera, that's for sure. So even like if you're not a professional where you're blogging or you're a YouTuber, like you don't have to be to have really good light. If you are doing Zoom meetings at all, whether it's in business or Zoom dating, you'll want to get this because lighting is super important. So setting yourself up for a really good, lighting will make you feel more confident in the camera, and people will respond to that confidence. So obviously, like all the things I'm talking about, I'm gonna try to relate it to confidence because these are actionable things that you can purchase that will relate to your confidence. And then of course we have the Blue Yeti Nano Premium USB mic, and this is the most powerful mic that I know. And I have a couple mics at home because I do have a podcast. By the way, if you're new to me, again, my podcast is called The Charisma Quotient. You can find it all over YouTube, at iTunes, and actually YouTube as well. I'm getting tongue-tied here. And Spotify, everywhere where you listen to your podcast. But this particular mic really makes you sound professional. And so we have the lighting, but you also have to have good audio, because when the audio is bad, you don't seem as powerful. Let me tell you, voice is a big indicator of confidence. In fact, I have told a lot of my clients to get voice over lessons. Why? Because they, again, might be doing all this other work in their confidence, but if they're talking really softly and then we can't hear your voice, then that also will come across as you're not as confident. Even the inflection in your voice. But this Blue Yeti can make anyone sound confident, let me tell you. It is really powerful, and it can pick up sound from all different kinds of directions. So that's why I also really like it. So check it out. Then we have the Hamilton Beach Breakfast Sandwich Maker. Oh my God, this is so cool. And I like how compact it is. So if you're in a hurry and you just want to make a sandwich for yourself, then you can use this. Very cool. Cuisinart WMRCA Round Classic Waffle Maker. I love making waffles. This, gone are the days of the old waffle makers that I used to have. Remember, they used to be so heavy, and I hated making waffles because you would, it was like 1,000 pounds getting them out of the shelf and putting them on the counter. This is really lightweight, and it makes waffles really fast. So definitely check that out. And Cuisinart. Who doesn't love Cuisinart? And then the Bose Quiet Comfort noise canceling Bluetooth headphones. These are amazing, like so much so that you will not hear a a dime drop in these. My son has these, and like, I mean, it's good news, bad news. The good news is that he can't hear. The bad news is he can't hear me. But it is really great, especially if you're recording something or you're just wanting to kind of close in. You know, one of the things that also I think has to do with confidence is having that quiet time. I think many times we might be using almost the opposite, like socializing a lot or running, and you don't have enough quiet time. That could be the other end of the spectrum, and maybe you're just not settled within yourself. You're not really feeling comfortable within, and having that silence is super important. Having the headphones is really going to like make you pull in a little, right? So we have some things that's going to make you guys find your voice. With the Yeti, and then we have the light that's going to shine the light on you and make you more visible so that you're seen, and now we have the headphones that's going to make you pull in. It's all about balance. Balance is the key to confidence. And then we have the Keurig K Supreme Coffee Maker, single serve. I love Keurigs. I've had many like variations of the Keurig, but I just think it warms up the coffee the best out of all the coffee makers that I've had. And I love that it's a single serve. So if you want a quick cup of coffee before you go, this is it. And then we have the Neck Tech foot massager with the Heat Shiatsu heated electric kneading foot massager. This is heavenly. I have tried this numerous times, and I've shared on here quite a bit that anything that has to do with a foot massage, I'm in. Like, it just relaxes your entire body. This thing is amazing. And then we have the Blue Yeti USB mic for recording and streaming on PC, Mac. This is another powerful Yeti. I mean, all the Yetis are just amazing. And so I encourage you just to get at least one, and you will hear the difference. And again, you will be seen as more confident in any kind of meeting that you have that you're recording, or even the video that you're doing. Then we have the Food Saver FM 2100 vacuum sealer. I know my mom really loves this product. She likes to save food, and it tastes so fresh. I cannot believe how it does save food, and you will absolutely not even taste the difference, whether it's fresh or it was sealed in the system. So this is a really cool device. The Blue Pure 411 air purifier. I'm a big believer in air purifiers. This is a really powerful one. And then we have the Flybird Weight Bench Adjustable Strength Training Bench for full body workout. For all you diehards out there who want to get every part of your body conditioned for the summer, now is the time. And then the Xterra Fitness TR150 Folding Treadmill in black. And I love treadmills. Now, I can't run on a treadmill for hours like I used to. When I was young, I could go on the treadmill for a very long time. I feel like I got that workout. Nowadays, I'm really into interval training, so I like having something that's really compact and portable, like this treadmill, where I can do some weights, or I'll do like a little fitness video, and then I'll go over and do the treadmill. I like breaking it up. It also helps with the boredom of working out and doing the same routine over and over again. So this is a really solid one. We have the PlayStation 5. It's one of my favorites because it's my son's favorite, and they are still loving all the games on it, and they keep getting new games. I swear to God, it feels like every month. And then we have the Cricut Explorer Air 2. This is such a cool device. Gone are the days where you have to go and order something for decals. Like, I just want to show you how cool this is. So if you haven't heard, we have Prime Day coming up, y'all, Monday and Tuesday. So you'll definitely want to tune in here at Sway TV. We have a lot of fun things planned for you. But look at what this Cricut can do. Like, it can create different decals on different things. So obviously this is a coaster. How cool is that? But it also can print t-shirts, it can print bags. Here we have a Sway TV Amazon Prime Day. Check it out. I mean, how cool is that you can make your own things? I wish I had this when I was young. So in the 80s, I'm a product of the 80s. And we had decals, and everything was all about, you know, the decals. Well, actually, the 80s is back. I mentioned that last week, and you'll see like a lot of t-shirts have decals and different, you know, prints and that kind of. You can make your own. Like, why go to a store when you can make your own? And also, it's a fun project that you could do with the family. So I really like this Cricut. I think it's a really cool device. Then we have the portable power station Explorer. If anyone wants more power in their life, who doesn't want that? Then we have the Levoit air purifier for home. I've mentioned this before. I have 3 of these in my home. I have 1 in each room. It's just really compact and light, and I like white noise to fall asleep in at night. I'm just saying. And actually, a funny story. I had a mockingbird perched right outside my window. And at first I thought it was funny and cute, and then after 4 months, I didn't find it funny and cute anymore, and I needed something to kind of drown out the mockingbird that was in my ear. And I actually found the air purifier and some fans just lulled me to sleep so that the starkness of the mockingbird didn't wake me. Oh my gosh. But anyway, I also find that there's such a difference in the way I breathe when I use these things. And then the Yasuda indoor cycling bike stationary. I love this one. This is super cool. Again, like, you can have your treadmill, you can have your indoor cycling bike, and you can do interval training, and it'll keep you going. And then this massage gun for athletes. You don't have to be an athlete to use the gun. I'm just saying, because I'm not an athlete, although I do like sports. I can still use the gun, and so can you. And I really like how target specific that this massager gets. The other ones are nice because they're more shiatsu, but this one really targets any problem areas. Then we have the Aero Garden Black Harvest Indoor Hydroponic Garden. I am not a gardener, so I would definitely be into something like this. The Hamilton Beach 49976 Flex Brew Trio. And this is, oh my God, this is a powerhouse. So you can make, you know, enough coffee for other people, but then you can also do just a 1 cup for yourself. But then if you do have a party, which hopefully you will this summer, we have the Cuisinart DCC 3200 P1 Perfect Cup. Again, Cuisinart is just, I'm a big fan of that brand. And then the Lenovo Chromebook C330. Oh my gosh, it's 2-in-1 convertible laptop. These are super cool, and I know, like, if you have any kind of kids, especially if you have college kids like mine going off, this is super affordable and really powerful computer that they can take with them. And then we have the Bose SoundLink Revolve portable long-lasting Bluetooth speaker. Oh my gosh, this would be fun to bring to the beach. I'm so excited to go to the beach. I'm going back home to Chicago pretty soon, and I have a summer home in Michigan where there's beautiful beaches, and I am definitely gonna bring one of these so that I can make my own party on the beach. And then the Cloud Massage Shiatsu foot massager. So this one is also really amazing because not only does it do the bottom parts of your feet, but other parts of the foot, which I love. And then this Shiatsu back and neck massager. We've had this for a while in the carousel. It's such a popular item because you can really, like, walk all over the house. You just drape it over your neck and get a massage wherever you are. And then the Hoover Power Dash Pet Compact Carpet Cleaner Machine. Y'all, even though you might not be able to see your pet's hair, it's there. I'm just saying. And if you have allergies, people are gonna smell it, they're gonna feel it. So something like this is super easy. There's no excuse. There is no excuse. And then we have the iRobot Roomba. So if you don't want to do it, we have the Roomba to do it for you. I'm just saying. And the electric toothbrush Oral-B Pro 7000 Smart Series in black. I, in particular, love this one. This is so powerful. I have really sensitive teeth, and even though it's powerful, it doesn't hurt my gums, which is really meaningful to me. But also this one is good too. The Philips Sonicare Protective Clean 6500 rechargeable electric toothbrush. And then we have the Instapot Duo Plus. I was really scared to use these until my mom taught me how. I was thinking it was kind of like the old pressure cooker, so I was scared of the steam coming up, but I realized how far we've come and how amazing these are. I cooked soup the other day in this, and I was impressed with myself, I'm just saying. And then the Coway AP Mighty Air Purifier, another one that will keep the air fresh and you breathing easier. And the GoPro, oh, these are so cool. And you don't have to be a YouTuber or, like a hardcore video maker to enjoy one of these. I just think this is such a fabulous device. Like if you're just even traveling this summer, just going around with it, you'll have memories, and the quality of the picture is so cool in these. The Fitbit Versa 2 Health and Fitness Smartwatch. This is super cool if you want to keep, and this is on special for $149.95. That is a really good price, y'all. Like, you should definitely hop on that if you're looking to get something like this. Really important to keep check of your heart. The Bowflex 840 Select Tech Kettlebell. These are intense. I've had classes with kettlebells and I was scared to use them at first, but then I realized you're really using a lot of your body weight. This is so cool because it's all like encompassed into one. You'll get a lot of bang for your buck on this. And then we have the Sunny Health and Fitness Squat Assist Row and Ride. I can't even say that. Row and Ride. Try to say that really fast. Row and Ride. This is also awesome. Like, even if you're just watching TV, how much better would it be to actually get exercise while you're watching TV? Anything that you're doing sedentary, this is a really cool thing to do, and you can have health benefits from that as well. And then this is a great beach tent pop-up type of canopy that's super easy that you can bring with you to the beach along with your Bose speakers, right? You can have one big party. And then of course we have this electric high pressure washer. Oh, these are cool. Yeah, I mean, they're really powerful. You can wash a lot of things with these devices. I just started seeing them pop up on Amazon all over the place. And then we have the Cam Outdoor Security Camera Starter Bundle. These are really important nowadays. I'm seeing a lot of unfortunate robberies happening, so you definitely want to have a secure home. And then we have the Soda Stream, the fizzy sparkling water maker. I've had these, oh my God, I've had this device for years, and they just keep getting better and better. And I was so bummed because during the pandemic, they couldn't keep the, there's these little refills that you put in the back. They couldn't keep them in stock. I mean, now they're in stock, so it's really easy to get. But I was missing that so much because I like a little fizz in my drink, I'm not gonna lie. And that's it. We have a lot of cool things coming up. And just as a reminder, again, we have the Prime Day coming up. We have Prime Day, and make sure that you tune in Sway TV. We're gonna have a lot of fun things and items to share. So I want to end the show, as I always do, with some dating kind of tips in your style so that you feel more confident in your clothes. So I am going to scroll down. One moment as I find my carousel. I'm super excited. There's a lot of fun things that we are doing for the summer. I'm just trying to find my carousel. Where did it go? Oh, I think there we are. Okay. And I always like to show.
That's the wrong one.
Oh, that's the wrong
Master
one.
Control. Master Control.
Master. There we go. Oh, product. Oh, browser. There we are. Okay. All right. We're seeing a lot of fun things. I'm wearing yellow, as you can see, and it is all about yellow. And when there was a whole show where I was talking about being bold. Colors is a great way, and not only being bold, but also having confidence. Like, when you see somebody wearing a powerful color like yellow or red or anything bright, it takes a little bit of confidence, right? And even if you don't, you can use color to fake it till you make it, as Netta and I were talking about. So I wanted to share with you a really beautiful yellow. Now, this isn't the yellow shirt that I have on, but this one is solid for sure. And if you browse through all of them, these pictures, you'll see beautiful colors. But I don't know, like I put on this yellow shirt today and I just felt cheery and I felt more confident with this shirt on. I don't, and because it's summer and because it's warmer outside today here in Southern California, I felt the environment. And again, like when you embody what you wear, that confidence, the energy that you have will shine through on your date and when you walk into a room. Now, this particular shirt is great because it's a V-neck. I'm a big fan of V-necks because I always like to talk about how you can, wear certain clothes and cuts that flatter your body type. And I find that V-necks are the most flattering cut for any kind of body type. So whether you are an inverted triangle, whether you are a triangle, whether you're a rectangle, an hourglass, and if all of that is gibberish for you, you need to go to my site, KimmySeltzer.com, and download my free style guide. And when you do that, it teaches you how to measure yourself, and I go over what clothes flatter your figure and what clothes to stay away from. And you'll see, no matter what body type you are, the V-neck is something that looks good on everybody. It really creates more of a balance in your silhouette. But look at all the fun colors. Like you could do, of course, the red. I always tell everyone to get red. But then, it's just all about the bright colors this season. Everybody is so sick of being in these dismal colors and clothes and sweats. It is like anything goes. The brighter, the louder, the goofier the outfit is, the better it is. And that's what people are really playing with this season. You could even do the lime green. I'm a big fan of the green. Now, green, you got to be a little careful because some skin tones don't always look good in every green. It's just like the yellow. Like I can wear this bright yellow, but I definitely had to play up my eyes a little today. And I can't do like a mustard yellow. So mustard yellow is more like this. Now, if you have darker skin tone, you can definitely do the darker mustard. But if you have a lighter skin tone, it's better to do bright. So that is one thing that we're seeing. Now, another thing that is back and I wanted to bring on, this is super fun, is the baby doll mini skirt. I love this. It's so much fun. And this particular skirt, the floral print, high waist, drawstring, ruffle flared boho A-line, I think is super flattering also to a lot of different body types. What's really fun when you click on this link, I mean, look at all the different colors and styles. It's like anything goes. We have the floral, we have solid. You can do like really fun prints. Now, warning, and my clients know this because I'm always like warning people about prints. Really be careful about wearing prints if number one, you carry your weight down below, or number two, if you're taking a picture, because patterns will widen you, whether it's in the camera or problem areas that you have. So if that is you, I would err on the side of safety with a solid color, something like this. You could do something even like that. That has more subtlety to it. It reads more red than it does like pattern. But if you scroll through all of these, I mean, you'll just see a lot of fun things. So yeah, the baby doll skirt is in. And what they're showing, and this is a really cute dating image too, by the way. So if you show up on a date, you have a cute, because I think you could wear this both in the nighttime, on a hot summer night. You could put a little skirt on like this. You could also like walk in the farmer's market or walk to do errands in something like this and you'll look super cute. It's all what you pair it with, right? So if you start with the skirt and then you pair it with something like a little dressier, maybe a dressier boot or a dressier shoe, if I'm going dressy, I would probably do a wedge with this. So let me show you. The wedges are also really big this summer. And it's a great alternative to if you don't want to wear say a true heel. Because a lot of people can't wear heels either because they have feet problems or they don't like feeling unsteady. Where is my wedge? I have a really cute wedge that I wanted to show you all. And it also makes your legs look fantastic, just like any kind of heel. I mean, these heels would be cute too. I don't know what happened to my wedges, but this is pretty unassuming heel too. And I like how thick it is. I think it's kind of fun to pop a color down below. I mean, you could wear a neutral skirt and then have an open toe like that. I think that is really cute. Oh my gosh, how fun. You could have blue. And this also has some platform on it. And I like the platform toe because the platform toe also is extremely comfortable. It's good for walking, it's good for standing, it helps with your back. This Dream Pairs women's open toe ankle strap shoe is super affordable, but it looks cute at the same time. I mean, this is a great alternative if you don't want to do like a full stiletto, say, although they're showing the stilettos, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, here's one of the wedges I wanted to show you. This is a cute one. Gentle Soles is so comfortable. I adore Gentle Soles because it has like this soft, cushiony cloud feeling right underneath your feet where you feel like you're walking on air. And I have a pair that is very similar to these, and I can go walking in these for hours. It's hard to find something where you still feel like you're walking sexy and you're feeling sexy and your posture's back and also comfortable enough where you can wear it like walking around. And this is the kind of shoe that you can do. I'd much rather, like I always tell my women, I'd much rather see you in something like a wedge like this, or you can even do a lower wedge than this, than flip-flops and just kind of flopping around in them, right? I mean, flip-flops are great for the beach, but not for a dating image. And these come in really cute colors. This is a neutral and a tan. So that's fun. Now, you could also make it more casual, this baby doll. I just want to show you. We just were looking at the baby doll skirt. That would be a little bit dressier look, but you can also wear it with a gym shoe. And Katy Perry, I love her gym shoes, and her shoe line has been amazing. This is a fun one. You could do something like this along with the baby doll skirt, and then maybe you wear like a t-shirt and you put a jean jacket on, and suddenly it's a cute little casual look that you can go to the market in, you can do your errands in, and you'll still feel feminine and flirty. And I just look at how fun these shoes are. So you could do also something either neutral on top and then just pop a loud shoe like this. I call it loud, meaning playful. Or, I mean, I'm telling you, they're showing everything now. They're showing mixing and matching colors and patterns, it's all about being bold. And it does take confidence to wear stuff like this. I mean, you gotta be confident to have a rainbow on your foot. I'm just saying, that is a great, fun shoe. You have little stars. Yeah, I'm ordering these for sure. I really like these. These have a little sparkle in them. I don't know if you can see them in the camera. But Katie, you did it right. I adore your shoes, and she has so many more styles. We don't have time to go over all of them today. But this would be really cute with that baby doll skirt. Now, on top, I'll review. You could wear a t-shirt if you wanted to. I'm not as confident with my stomach, I will just say. The crop top is really in right now, but I will show the crop top first. If you are confident with your stomach, then this is a really good one because it has a sports bra in it, and it still covers, I think, a lot of the stomach area that maybe you want to cover. So I really like this, and look at all the cute colors it comes with. And very affordable, Dragon Fit sports bra for women, and it has a padded bra too, nonetheless. So it's not just the lining and a light bra, it has pad in it. It got high stars, super affordable. Look at that price point. And I can see just wearing this top with the little baby doll skirt, and then again, you can throw a jean jacket over it. So here, I'll complete the outfit and then we'll wrap up. if again, this takes confidence, ladies, if you can pull it off. Now, if you didn't feel so confident in that, another trend that we're seeing this summer, it's all about the puff sleeves. I have a little bit of puff in my sleeve. This is not a huge puff. This has a little more. I showed this last week, but if you missed it, it's the Romwe women's casual puff sleeves. Look at how many colors it comes in. You could wear this with jeans. You can wear this with that baby doll skirt. I really like the pink a lot. Pretty in pink, you know, bold in red, all these different colors will really make you stand out and feel more confident as you walk into any kind of social setting. And of course, we have the yellow. And so you could wear the yellow. Okay, so are you with me on this outfit? If you're with me, let me know. If you're here, say hello. I feel like sometimes I'm the Lone Ranger out here, but I see there's a lot of people on here. Okay, so we have, let's say, this top, and then we have the skirt, the baby doll skirt. We're wrapping up with this skirt. I could even see the yellow with even this kind of skirt, or if you want to just play with the different patterns they have. Ooh, oh, that's a good one. That's sexy. I know a lot of guys would like that skirt, right? Okay, so then if it's chilly at night, you just bring, and you want to have still a casual look, you can put a jean jacket over it. And I think this jean jacket is, ooh, that's the go-go boots. I showed that. That's another one. No, I don't want that one. Hold on. The go-go boots are also really in. I've been showing that every week. I can't believe they're back. See, the reason I really like this jean jacket too, a lot of jean jackets tend to be boxy, and you got to be careful. So again, depending on what your silhouette is, what you're always trying to achieve is having a more balanced silhouette where your shoulders and your hips look like they're the same size, and then have a waist that goes in a little. That's what makes the womanly figure, is when you have a waist, and a lot of the jean jackets just kind of hang. This one is hugging the curves, and I really like it. It's by Wrangler, women's denim jacket. So if you haven't checked it out, this is a winner for sure. And look at, you can tell the detail on the back. Look how slimming it is. So again, no matter what body type you are, I think this would really work well on a lot of you. All right, so that is the end of Kimmy's Love Hub here on Sway TV. And again, I just want to go over a lot of the goodies that I have coming up. If you missed my announcement before, I will be having a really cool masterclass. I had a flirting masterclass a couple weeks ago. It was so popular. Everyone's like, Kimmy, do another class again. And this time we're going to focus on conversational tricks online and off. This not only can help you in dating, but this can help you in all aspects of your social life. So you'll definitely want to check it out. If you want to get the information on when that is and you want to get a ticket for that, go to askkimmy.com and say, Kimmy, I want into this class, and you will also be in my tribe. You'll get all my newsletters on when I do all my Kimmy's Love Hubs, because I switch it up. I'm not gonna lie, I like to keep you guys on your toes, and I do different days, I do different times, but I do my shows each and every week. So make sure you stay tuned, come into my community, because I do announce when I am going live each week. You can also find me on social media everywhere, pretty much at Kimmy Seltzer. I'm definitely active on Instagram, so if you're there, just follow me, and you can also see when I'm offering these classes. I also, in July, have a course, a 6-week course called Get Your Sexy Back. Because this is something that everyone's feeling. We're not feeling very sexy, and we want to know how to get that back. So whether you had it before or not, this is a class for you. So we'll be hopping on a private class in a format of Zoom where we're all seeing each other. And I'm going to teach you different aspects around, and this is for women. Sorry, men out there. If you, I do have classes. The conversation class actually is going to be for men and women. The Get Your Sexy course is going to be just for women, but I might be offering ones for men too. If there's enough of you who desire that, just let me know. Go to askkimmy.com. Say, Kimmy, what about me? I'm a man and I want more. And I will create a course for you, definitely. So again, my name is Kimmy Seltzer. This has been Kimmy's Love Hub, and make sure that you stay tuned next week. We have so many amazing hosts who are going to be giving a lot of great giveaways. We have Prime Day coming up Monday and Tuesday, June 21st and 22nd. And with that, let's sway.
Make sure you guys follow Sway TV. Follow Sway right here. Ooh, it's this way, sorry. Corey says, thank you, Sway TV. Shakira says, thank you, Sway. Yes, guys, it is so much fun. We love Sway TV.
Talk to all your friends and your family. Let them know about Sway TV.
Enjoy the rest of your day. You can have a Tambay party.
Thank you, Sway TV.
Amazon Live! Woo!
Such a great time with all of you.
Shop-attainment all the time.
We in the house, we having fun, we doing the thing, we swaying.
So much fun hanging out with me on Sway TV, on Amazon Live.
See you guys tomorrow. Let's sway.
Let's sway.
Let's sway.
Let's sway.
Let's sway.
Let's sway. Let's sway.
Let's sway.
Let's sway.
Let's sway.
Let's sway.
Let's sway. Let's sway. Let's sway.
Let's go, let's sway, stay tuned! Woo!